Assuming we clear out the lines, the most hypnotizing star I perceive is the star that could confuse our sky. It is this one, Betelgeuse or scarab pummel. It's a red, exceptionally enormous star, and on the off chance that you put it where the sun is, it would stretch out to the orbit of Jupiter. It's colossal, totally eccentric, and going to detonate. It's not as clear as it might seem in the universe. These giant events, like the most widely feared starbursts, could shake everything we know. However, Betelgeuse has long been viewed as a sign, a red, incredibly massive star that's much larger than our sun. Brian Cox and other space experts believe it could go supernova, which has caused many to fear what will happen next. The James Webb Space Telescope is taking stunning photos of the star, raising the question of when Betelgeuse will transform into a supernova and what titanic effect it will have on Earth. Let's explore the star in the radiant constellation Orion, which shines so brightly that even ancient humans noticed it. The magnificent star, Betelgeuse, is located on the eastern shoulder of the Orion constellation. It is the second largest star in the group, and its name reflects this, the beast shoulder. It is one of the brightest stars in the night sky. Besides being incredibly bright, the star is also an odd shade of red, which, as we will see, signals trouble. Humans have been observing Betelgeuse for centuries. A Greek observer named Timocharus also studied it. Around that time, the first thing people noticed about stars was their color, and Timocharus described it as a mushroom-colored orange. In modern times, experts have been focusing more closely on the star and now have a clear understanding of what makes it so curiously brilliant. One of its key characteristics is that the star changes brightness significantly, with a magnitude of 0.6. Betelgeuse is a variable star, meaning its brightness changes over time. Recently, in 2019, scientists noticed something unusual. Betelgeuse was behaving unpredictably. While it didn't stop shining entirely, it dimmed significantly, reaching a magnitude of 1.6. Experts quickly began investigating why the 10th brightest star was behaving so strangely. Researchers proposed shocking explanations based on their findings, which revealed unusual signals from the star. According to their discoveries, Betelgeuse could go supernova at any moment. Brian Cox, a renowned physicist, shared this startling explanation. As a professor of particle physics at the University of Manchester, his opinion carries weight. He also hosts science shows, writes popular science books, and serves as the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement with Science. Cox says that Betelgeuse appears to be a ticking time bomb, capable of exploding without warning. To understand what's happening, the James Webb Space Telescope has provided overwhelming evidence to support this theory. But what unusual signs has Betelgeuse shown to cause so much concern among astronomers? Due to new information, Betelgeuse has been classified as a supernova candidate. While scientists are unsure when it will explode, the fact that Betelgeuse is twice the mass of the Sun is one reason for this classification. A star must be several times the mass of the Sun to be considered a supernova candidate. The mystery deepens as experts use various tools like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO, to study Betelgeuse and its surroundings. What they found remains an enigma. Betelgeuse exhibited unusual light waves and periodic dimming, which baffled scientists. In 2019, it underwent an event now known as the Great Dimming, during which its brightness dropped to unprecedented levels. Astrophysicist Andrea Dupree at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics noted that the star is now 150% brighter than usual, making it the 7th brightest star in the night sky. This sudden brightening has led to more speculation about its future. Notably, Betelgeuse's red glow signifies that it is a red supergiant, the final stage of a star's life. The glow, caused by a surface temperature of approximately 3,500 Kelvin, is cooler than the Sun's outer layer, which is around 5,500 Kelvin. Despite being cooler, Betelgeuse is far more massive and will eventually explode. Brian Cox poses the question: does this truly mean Betelgeuse will go supernova? Its status as a red supergiant already indicates it is nearing the end of its life. However, its erratic behavior has prompted scientists to monitor it more closely. Many telescopes are now focused on Betelgeuse and its unusual dimming and brightening cycles, making it one of the most fascinating stars in the sky today. This erratic behavior of Betelgeuse continues to spark intense curiosity among astronomers. One of the most alarming signs observed during the Great Dimming was the star's rapid decrease in brightness over an unusually short period. Normally, red supergiants like Betelgeuse exhibit gradual and predictable changes in their luminosity, but this sudden dimming was unexpected. Experts initially speculated that the dimming could be caused by dust clouds or a temporary cooling of its surface. However, subsequent studies revealed something even more intriguing. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, and other observational tools discovered that the dimming was likely caused by a massive ejection of material from the star. Essentially, Betelgeuse seemed to have expelled an enormous cloud of gas and dust, which temporarily blocked some of its light from reaching Earth. This ejection, described as unprecedented, indicates that the star is undergoing significant internal changes, possibly related to the final stages of its life cycle. As Betelgeuse continues to brighten again, it has drawn comparisons to other stars that went supernova in the past. When massive stars like Betelgeuse reach the end of their life, they exhaust their nuclear fuel and can no longer maintain the delicate balance between gravitational collapse and outward pressure from nuclear fusion. This imbalance leads to a catastrophic implosion, followed by a dramatic explosion, a supernova. If Betelgeuse were to go supernova, the event would be visible from Earth even during the daytime. It would likely shine as brightly as a full moon for weeks or even months. While such a spectacle would be awe-inspiring, scientists assure us that Betelgeuse is far enough away, approximately 642 light-years, that the explosion would not pose a direct threat to life on Earth. However, it could have profound effects on our understanding of stellar evolution and cosmic phenomena. In the meantime, astronomers remain focused on studying Betelgeuse in greater detail. The star continues to exhibit peculiar patterns of dimming and brightening, which may offer clues about its internal processes. With advanced instruments like the JWST and LIGO, researchers are uncovering new insights about the dynamics of red supergiants and their eventual fate. The timeline for Betelgeuse's potential supernova remains uncertain. While some experts predict it could happen within the next 100,000 years, others caution that it might not occur for several millennia. Regardless, the star serves as a fascinating case study in the life and death of massive stars, and its story is far from over. As Betelgeuse continues to surprise and confound scientists, it reminds us of the vast and unpredictable nature of the cosmos, a universe full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Still, things get substantially more fascinating on the grounds that specialists don't have a critical comprehension of Betelgeuse. Researchers are presently utilizing the most cutting-edge devices to watch out for the spellbinding things occurring around Betelgeuse. The James Webb Space Telescope has been quite possibly one of the best instruments experts have utilized so far. Since 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has been in space and has assisted investigators with gathering a lot of huge information about Betelgeuse. The new photos of Betelgeuse's astonishing obscuring, taken by this telescope, have shown that the event caused a gigantic mass delivery. Based on new examination, we now realize that this mass send-off was multiple times bigger than a run-of-the-mill coronal mass launch. The James Webb Space Telescope can also take a gander at things our eyes can't see, like light waves and frequencies. In this manner, scientists are amped up for what the telescope will find. Researchers have seen dust mists forming on the star's surface that seem to look like leaves in space. That doesn't seem to make sense yet. Regardless of the fact that Betelgeuse will die, experts are still focusing on it because they don't know when it will go supernova. Researchers believe that Betelgeuse is typically more significant than the Sun and that the brilliant red star will shine for the following 10 years. However, if we inspect the numerous remarkable things occurring with the star, it's difficult to say if this statement will still be true after the mind-boggling darkening. So, experts don't anticipate that Betelgeuse should detonate any time in the near future. If Betelgeuse explodes, it will be the first supernova we see with our own eyes since Johannes Kepler did in 1604. Scientists also don't think this should happen soon because they are still zeroing in on the star's unusual behavior. Notwithstanding the way that Betelgeuse will die, scientists are certain about when precisely it will happen, but it remains a mystery. If we separate the universe without bias, possibly one of the most charming stars and perhaps the most astounding in our sky is Betelgeuse. Often referred to as Betelgeuse, this red giant star, if placed where the Sun is, would stretch out to Jupiter's orbit. This marvelously massive star is on the edge of an impact. The universe doesn't work in such direct terms. Rare, flashy events like supernova explosions can potentially completely alter our perspective. An event that may probably happen, however. While the opportunity of Betelgeuse going supernova looms, scientists are still trying to sort out the exact course of events for its end. As experts continue to gather information from the most advanced space telescopes, such as the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope, they remain cautious about predicting a looming supernova, despite the star's remarkable behavior, including the confusing darkening and lighting up cycles. There's no certainty about when Betelgeuse will finally reach the end of its life. Some speculate that it may still require a colossal number of years before the star detonates, but others believe it could happen much sooner, maybe within the next couple of years or even months. The excellent information gathered by these powerful telescopes, along with the star's capricious behavior, has kept scientists on edge. They are cautiously observing what's going on, utilizing every tool available to them to detect any subtle changes that could indicate a supernova is on the way. When Betelgeuse finally does explode, it will send shock waves through the universe, releasing a monstrous amount of energy. The blast will briefly eclipse the entire world, appearing as bright as the full moon. While this event will be a sublime cosmic spectacle, it won't pose an immediate threat to Earth, as the star is found over 600 light-years away. Nonetheless, the supernova will present a significant opportunity for scientists to study the final phases of a massive star's life and the phenomena associated with such a violent event. Betelgeuse's impending death isn't just a scientific interest. It's a reminder of the vastness and strangeness of the universe. Stars like Betelgeuse play an essential role in the life cycle of galaxies, enriching the universe with the components necessary for new stars, planets, and potentially life itself. The death of such a star isn't an end, but rather a transformation, as it releases heavy elements that will eventually seed new planetary systems. Meanwhile, researchers continue to observe Betelgeuse and its behavior, unraveling the mystery of its future. With each new discovery, the mystery grows, and our understanding of the universe expands. Maybe soon we will witness one of the most extraordinary events known to humanity: Betelgeuse's transformation from a giant red supergiant into a dazzling supernova. Until then, the sky will remain a canvas of wonder, with Betelgeuse shining brightly, a symbol of the transient nature of life known to humankind. As we continue to observe Betelgeuse, the mystery surrounding its fate expands. Space scientists are particularly focused on the fact that this star is nearing the end of its life cycle and its erratic behavior. The fact that something is causing it to act so unpredictably is generating great interest. It's important to remember that supernovae are not the final stage for all stars. For example, smaller stars like our Sun will end their lives in a much quieter way, shedding their outer layers and leaving behind a white dwarf. However, Betelgeuse is a massive red supergiant, which means that when it dies, it will go out with a big bang, entirely different from the gradual dimming of smaller stars. The sheer size of Betelgeuse makes it a fascinating subject for study. With a radius several times larger than the Sun, if it were placed at the center of our solar system, it would extend beyond Mars' orbit. This gives you a sense of how enormous it is compared to the Sun, which is already a giant by the standards of most stars. The size of Betelgeuse means that it has consumed vast amounts of fuel throughout its life. As it nears the end of its life, its core is rapidly collapsing under the force of gravity. This collapse eventually triggers the violent explosion of a supernova. The process leading to Betelgeuse's explosion is complex. As it approaches supernova status, the core of the star begins to contract and heat up, while its outer layers expand and cool. This creates an unstable environment with periodic fluctuations in brightness. These changes in brightness, like the darkening event observed in 2019, are signs that the star is entering a period of rapid change. This dimming may be related to a surge of material from the star's surface, which briefly obscures its light. Despite these fluctuations, Betelgeuse continues to emit light, though erratically, making it a captivating subject for study. The possibility that Betelgeuse might be a candidate for a nearby supernova has drawn the attention of space agencies and scientists worldwide. With current instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists are gathering a wealth of information on the star. These telescopes allow us to observe Betelgeuse in wavelengths that were previously out of reach, such as infrared and ultraviolet light, providing insights into the star's internal processes. Furthermore, scientists are using advanced models to simulate the behavior of massive stars like Betelgeuse. These models help scientists predict the star's future behavior and estimate the timeline for when it will explode. While the exact timing of Betelgeuse's supernova remains uncertain, current data suggests it could happen soon. Some predictions suggest that the explosion could occur within the next few years, while others hypothesize it could take a couple of thousand years. Regardless of the timeline, Betelgeuse's impending death will undoubtedly be a landmark event in the study of stellar evolution. Although Betelgeuse's explosion won't pose an immediate threat to Earth, it will still offer scientists a valuable opportunity to study the final moments of a massive star's life. By observing this event, astronomers will gain a deeper understanding of how massive stars die and what happens when they go supernova. The remnants of the explosion will provide new elements and materials that will enrich the interstellar medium, contributing to the formation of new stars. In essence, Betelgeuse isn't a star that's disappearing, it's a cosmic clock ticking down to a magnificent event. As scientists continue to observe this giant of the night sky, we are reminded of the wonders of the universe and the delicate balance that governs the lives of stars. Whether today, tomorrow, or millennia from now, when Betelgeuse finally reaches the end of its life, it will leave a legacy that will shape the universe for billions of years to come.